Cardinal get the point to pull back within 1. That is 14 serving 15. And back to serve it is Haley. And JP Marks. Good swing, but Shaw digs it up. Cross court to Haley, and he's roofed.
Madison Hayden that time had 3 blockers he was looking at. And that's a lot of hands for the freshman to see, because he's been mostly a serving specialist. He's a great player in high school. Been able to hit on the outside, but he's been mostly, just a specialist so far. Now he's asked to come in under the bright lights and hit on the outside against 3 blockers. Not easy.
Cook. And that ball just came rifling at JP Marks, frustrated with himself that he wasn't able to pop it up a little bit more softly. Point for the Cardinal. They're back within 1 at 15 serving 16. Brian Cook back to serve it up for the Cardinal. Good pass by Cheap. Back set Sador. Oh my!
Wow, now that might be the hard hit of the night right there.
We've already done it, but I think that's your that is your harder hit of the night.
That was. Look at this. Shaw goes all the way out there to chase him. Can't get there in time. And Sador just buries it. He's the one pin hitter who's having a pretty good night tonight. He's got 13 kills now. The other 2 pin hitters, Marks and Zarkovich, one hitting 0. Marks hitting 0, and Zarkovich hitting negative 045.
Wow.
They've got to pick it up if Hawaii's going to win this contest.
And you ask yourself, how are they in this match? Hawaii with an opportunity to set it again. Sador! This one is just long, but it's off the touch. Off the touch. Point Hawaii. And the upper referee says, that's my call. He pats himself on the chest, says, that's mine. And nobody argues, because he's not going to change his mind, but he's the one that makes the call. Back inside the Stan Sheriff Center, the Rubber Band Man doing his thing right behind the Stanford Cardinal bench, and they are all ignoring him. Not a single one of them even turned around.
Probably a pretty good idea. He can be pretty distracting.
Yeah, although Athletics Director Ben Jay pulled out his iPhone and was up there videoing Allen dancing during that whole intermission because they were playing it on the big screen while we were away. And the chant of "Let's go Bows" and another errant serve and a very rare one delivered by Johan Timmer.
Timmer's second error of the night. Very rare for him. He's got an ace to go along with it, but I'm sure he's disappointed in his effort because he's so used to being 100% every single night.
That was a big serve right there. If Hawaii could have taken that 19-15 advantage, it would have been huge. Marks, I think he wanted to get out of the way of it. I don't know if he was trying to pass it or just get the heck out of the way, thinking it was going to go long, but...
Well, Hayden was a serving specialist last night. I believe he was 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 last night, and he was 0 for 2, had 2 errors. And he's been a serving specialist all along. He's had 3 aces on the year. Now he's got his 4th service ace right there. He just drilled that one. Because Marks is a very good passer, one of Hawaii's better passers. And he just could not get out of the way.
There he comes. Looks like he was going right down the middle at Marks again, but puts it into the net. And Hawaii maintains that 2-point advantage. And Charlie Wade once again is up, and he's talking about that same thing. He's saying my passers are screened. And he's saying talk to the other guys, talk to the official. If nothing else, he's just, letting them know. He may not get the call, but he's been talking about that for 2 matches.
Rick Sador tries to go to Hayden here. He gets it, goes to Cook instead.
Overpass, and Averill keeps it alive. Point Hawaii. And Hawaii leads at 20-17.
What a serve by Sador. He is just so effective. He's so disciplined. He's got such a good rhythm to his serve. Has a great routine. Takes that deep breath to get himself relaxed. and seems to always have a perfect toss, which is the biggest part of that whole thing.
John Costi, the 7th-year head coach, although his 23rd year on the staff at Stanford, calls the timeout with his team trailing by 3 here in set number 4.
Now here come the 5 hardest points of any set to get, and that's the points between 20 and 25.
Well, as long as we have an opportunity, what do you say we bring you our Fujitsu air conditioning cool play? This cool play had a whole lot of heat on it.
That was pretty cool. How about those eyes? That says it all. That was one great play. He was going up against James Shaw on the left there. Shaw normally blocks on the right side. Instead, Shaw moved over to the left. He's such a good blocker, they wanted to put him on Sidor because Sidor is giving Stanford all kinds of trouble. He's the one pin hitter who's having a big night tonight with 14 kills. He's got a couple of blocks, half a dozen digs, and he's always great behind the service line. If he doesn't get an ace, he usually forces the other team to pass the ball behind the 3-meter line, which really disrupts the offense and puts them what's called out of system. We'll see if he can do it here after timeout. Tough time to serve after timeout. Important to keep it in.
You know, Sidor, a pretty cool customer. He's just kind of kicking back there during the timeout, enjoying the moment. Oh, it would have been close to going long. And Irvin is blocked. Taylor Averill comes up with a big roof on the hottest this weekend inside the Stan Sheriff Center.
Irvin met his match there. He's been unstoppable for 2 nights, and finally Taylor Averill got the best of him.
Good look at Irvin. And Sidor staring down that volleyball. And he serves it into the net. He's still up by 3.
The important thing was Sidor got his serve in after timeout. They got a 4-point bulge. They're that much closer to 25.
And that 4 points was the biggest lead of this set. Good serve, Marks. Good job of getting it up. Siki, he's been quiet lately, but he gets the point right there. That's a big point for Siki, who's been a little bit on the side of struggling tonight.
Good set by Ramos up there. It looked like Ramos was going to get blocked. Instead, somehow or another, he worked the ball inside at a very sharp angle. That was a tough shot.
9 kills for Siki, but still hitting 0.
0-0-0. 9 kills, 9 errors.
Jay Solson in there, getting that bigger block. Matthew Cheap goes out, Colby Kanetake in. And Sarkovic back to serve it for Hawaii. Siki keeps it alive. Jay Solson gets a piece of it. And this time, Irvin wins the battle going against the double block of Olsen and Averill.
Smart move by Irvin that time. Block was well formed across court. He saw the line open and just cut it back across his left shoulder. Picked up his 17th kill. He's got his double-double. 11 digs to go along with those 17 kills.
Boy, Hawaii had the double block up there. 2 guys that stand 6'7".
Hawaii with 2 timeouts left. Charlie Wade should probably use 1 if they score right here.
Shaw with the serve. Averill with the quick swing. And now Sarkovic will just pop it over. Advantage Cardinal. Irvin. And Irvin puts it down. Charlie Wade, will they call his timeout here? Well, they're going to have an opportunity to wipe up the court, so that may take the place of the timeout.
It could be, but I think it's going to call a timeout anyway, just to get the players organized. He's got 2 timeouts. He might as well use one at 20, another one at 21.
And he takes it. So you're spot on with that. Charlie Wade takes the timeout. Hawaii holding on to a 22-20 advantage here in a must-win 4th set.
You see the brain trust of Stanford and the brain trust of Hawaii.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the fans here over the last 2 nights, especially those who have been here both nights, are getting their money's worth.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Great volleyball. I actually talked to the referee, Jesse Martinez. I said, well, how was that match for you? He said, one of the best matches I've ever called. As far as, you know, he thought he called a pretty good match, and he also was entertained by the great volleyball.
You know what? He's a pretty animated guy, too. Because anytime there's a call on a touch or something that's close, either respective coach who's on the losing end of the call is immediately going to give him the eye. And he looks right at him and he pats his chest like, nah, my call. That's it.
That's right.
Story over.
No, he's in charge.
Yeah, and he makes it very well known.
In your game of baseball, he's blue, and you don't disrespect blue, right?
Yeah, well, there's no such thing as a change call hardly in baseball.
Yeah.
But, you know, they'll ask each other. We've seen a couple change calls, but they've been very good this weekend. Yeah, but I like him. He's a really animated guy and talks to the players.
He's been calling the game a long time. He does men's volleyball, women's volleyball, youth volleyball in San Diego.
You can just tell he enjoys it.
He used to be a baseball player, by the way. That's his sport.
So Shaw on the serve. Big point for Hawaii. And Ramos, there was a point that almost looked like an overpass, and Joby Ramos just went up there, redirected it down, and Hawaii with an absolutely huge point.
And actually, Stanford was ready for it because it happened to him about 3 or 4 points ago. So they had blockers up there, and somehow or another, Joby snuck it through. I'm not sure how he did that, but that was a huge 23rd point.
That was almost in the neutral zone that the Stanford players were ready to reach over and go and attack that ball, but he got to it first, and that's a big point.
Now Harrison Phelps is going to come in. He's the 4th libero who got to hit outside in set number 2.
Floats it over, gets the serve in. Setting it up, Irvin. And Irvin, yet again.
JP Mark's a pretty good post outside blocker there on the left side. It was all set up, and Irvin somehow field goaled Irvin with 19 kills now. Even better is his hitting percentage. He's only got 5 errors in 38 swings. He's hitting .368.
27 kills last night. Follows it up with 19 tonight. You kind of get the feeling he's not done. Especially if we end up going 5, which was exactly what Hawaii is hoping. And all the fans in attendance tonight, except the few rooting on the Cardinal. Tight set. Ramos goes up. And it was almost on the Stanford side of the net. That's a point for the Cardinal. A natural point. And there within 1, Charlie Wade takes his 2nd timeout.
Good call by Charlie to take it right away, not let Stanford get any momentum. He's got to get his players organized. That was not an organized play at all at the net. I'm not sure. Well, actually, what happened was there was a tough serve, and Hawaii did not get up a decent pass. Ramos couldn't handle it. So this next point, a big one, to say the least. As far as who's going to get the next set, looks like Sador is the one with the best percentage, 205, 14 kills. Zarkovich hitting 0, Marks hitting 0. Taylor Averill is out of the game, he's hitting 250. Davis Holt hitting 273. So maybe on a good pass, they'll go to Davis Holt. Maybe they'll take a chance and go to Zarkovich or Marks, who have really struggled tonight.